Hello guys and girls and welcome to week 2 of the Baby League. The Borussia Donphan are up versus Absolutism and his Absolutism. That's the name of his team. Before, I want to warn you before you check out his channel for the match. He's a German just as me, but the difference is he actually makes German content as well. So if you understand German, feel free to check out his channel, or if you're just content with the overall, with the quality of the automatic subtitles YouTube gives you, then you can check out his channel as well. Other than that, you already been warned, but if you want to hear some German and yeah, in the context of Pokemon, feel free to check out his channel. He has some awesome German content there. He is in the GPL, which is the German Pokemon League, which is basically like all the standard Pokemon League, GBA, all this good stuff, but with just Germans and only German speaking. So if you were not aware of that, and you are German or you understand German, that's the content you're looking out for. Definitely check out his channel, his links are in the description. But yeah, this week too, we are facing him. Last week, of course, we managed to get a 2-0 win versus Aaron and the Calgary Infernape, so we are looking good. But Marvin, or Absolutism right here, did win as well. So 2 undefeated teams. I mean, it's week 2, so there's like half the league is undefeated, so it's not really a real accomplishment. But either way, 2 undefeated teams facing off against each other right here. And first of all, I want to give some shoutouts for Jenny's team. God damn it, I got a lot of teams gent this last few days, and I think Aaron gent this team. I want to say it's Aaron, but I know that Absolutism recorded this match for me. So shout out goes to the both of them. If I messed something up, if you watching, you know, you gent this team for me, just let me know in the description, then I can put in a disclaimer or something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of 2 leagues going on, and I have to play some matches beforehand, so, and there's some stress. You already know what happened the last week. Like I see, currently I'm at my parents' house. Starting next week, I will be at my new apartment in my new city. I'll work on my bachelor thesis and stuff like that. So yeah, we're still a bit in a hustle and a ramble and bamble and damble. So, but yeah, we can hopefully go back to usual business next week when I'm finally can sit down in my new apartment, figure everything out, and yeah, be back to visual self. That's why this week will be no team builders for Baby League in general. I'm a bit on the fence of making team builders, but for PMC as well, will be no team builders for PMC this week, because yeah, I have to focus on the essential stuff, and then next week we can hopefully go back to original business. But either way, that's a lot of rambling. Now, looking at Team Pyro, he brought Mienfoo, the Vullaby, the Slowpoke, the Dwebble, the Magby, and the Alola Grimer. No real big surprises there. The Dwebble I have to be a bit careful about, because if he sets up with the correct mount, he can just sweep him with Shell Smash. And other than that, decently, the defensive core of Vullaby and Slowpoke might be a bit difficult to take down, but the Mienfoo was sure that's going to come, Grimer was sure is going to come, Magby was sure is going to come, and then the last 3 are definitely viable options versus me. Look at my team, I have a physical defensive Croagunk, mainly there for the Mienfoo, then standard extreme speed, Vixagoon with Belly Drum, Thief, and Surf, with actually a little bit special attack investment, so I can 2-hit KO with Dwebble. So I am not set up for that, because all the other coverage moves Vixagoon gets doesn't 2-hit KO Dwebble, if it's max physical defensive and stuff like that. So, then we got a special defensive Chimchar for his fairy. What was his fairy he got? Does he have Spritzy? I think he has Spritzy. He definitely had 1 fairy, and I wanted to have a switch into that, and that's why I have special defensive Chimchar. I can see he didn't brought that, but it's with Slack Off, Stare Rocks, Taunt, and Fire Punch, so I can definitely get some rocks with this team. And then Choice Scarf New Dude, which is there to catch his Magby off guard, because it's gonna be when this is switched into Magby. But even like physical defensive or special defensive, Nude doesn't take on Magby, because like Fire Punch, Solar Beam, it's one of his Z-move users, so it could be just Z, Solar Beam, something like that. So I'm not a switch into him, even if I'm max physically or special defensive. So I said maybe you can catch him with Choice Scarf variant. Then we got our Flynium Z, Yanma with Protect, Air Slash, Bug Buzz, and what is his last move? Giga Drain, Hidden Power Ground, I think it's something like that. And then last but not least, we got our free attacks Toxic Pawniard with Knockoff, Sucker Punch, Iron Head, and the Toxic. So looking at his team, he definitely is going to lay with Mienfoo. That's like the best. He is a big fan of U-turns, stuff like that, momentum, grabbing, all the shenanigans. So I'm definitely expecting him to lead with Mienfoo. So I decided to just lead straight up with my check to that, which is the Croagunk. And yeah, let's hop into the game and see how things go. Let me take a sip of my drink right here, and then I can start narrating this thing. We challenge the Pokemon Trainer in. Don't let yourself fooled by the female appearance. He actually indeed is a man. But he leads with Jackie, which is indeed his Mienfoo, so we get the lead matchup right here. And I just click Knockoff right here. Getting rid of item is overall nice. He has a lot of switch into this. For example, the Vullaby could switch into this, the Slowpoke could switch into this. And yeah, he just goes for Fake Out. From that I can tell that he's Max Attack Jolly. Like I said, I just click knockoff right here. Even if he stays in, he can't hurt me too much, and I get rid of his item, all this good stuff. Does go for U-turn, gets a crit right here, not that really mattered, did like nothing. I think Bug is quad resisted by poison fighting, so yeah, he goes on the Iron Max, which turns out to be his Wallaby, and we can knock that thing off, and yeah, basically do no damage at all, because first of all it's resisted, and second of all this is a physically defensive Wallaby. And yeah, we get rid of that goal, which is nice, but I can just hard switch out right here into my Ponyard, because I'm predicting the Brave build right here, which is the best thing he can hurt to hit me, because he can't toxic me, foul play is not doing a lot, it's resisted, I'm physically defensive, but he does just go straight for a U-turn, so we can already see that that he is a fan of his U-turn momentum shenanigans, and he U-turns out into his 28 black, which turns out to be his Magpie, and right here, we can right away see if my plan is gonna work. I hard switch right out into my Newt, giving him the impression that this is my physically, my defensive check to this thing. And he just goes straight for the flare blitz, and like you can see right here, that's the physically offensive Magpie, and that does way too much damage. Look at it's close to 2-hit KO, so definitely if he has Thunder Punch, he will just KO me from right here, but little does he know that I'm actually choice scarf. He can go for Scald, and he does stay in, so that does work out very nicely. The Magpie is already gone, one of the biggest threats on his team. And yeah, our Newt is still decently healthy. It's a bit over half HP, and we can still outspeed some stuff going for Scalds, because the only water resist he has is the Slowpoke, and for that we have Signal Beam. Right here, he does go into Grammar. I decided to switch out here, not wanting to get a little damage on him, because I expect it to be Assault Vest, but he does go for Pursuit, and it does indeed kill me. So good Pursuit play on his part right there. Should have just gone straight for the Skull. I was thinking he would mainly just go for Knock or something like that, and I want to preserve my Charizard right here, but I can't just go to Krogan, which doesn't have to worry about anything about this Grimer, because I resist both his stabs, and I have the Earthquake. But I do just go straight for the Drain Punch right here, I think. And yeah, I do that indeed. He does go right back into his Wallaby, and we already see that this Wallaby is kind of annoying with my Krogan. I get a crit, and it still does very little. I am Poison Touching Krogan and instead of Dry Skin. Since he has the Slowpoke, there was in my mind no reason to be Dry Skin, because he just runs the Psychic move and outgoes me either way. So it's not like I can capitalize on that. So I rather had Poison Touch to get some poisons. So we have basically this Wallaby is already very annoying. You can see it's back at full health, and yeah, every time I'm switching Krogan, this thing is a free switch into it, and yeah, we sometimes have some way or another have to deal with it. Step one is of course getting up rocks, because that does 25% to this Wallaby, and like you can see right here, just go straight for the foul play with my Chimchar, which does a little bit less than half, so I can just slack off on that thing with leftovers especially. And yeah, taunt him, preventing him from defogging and all this good stuff. Basically, Chimchar, the job of Chimchar is get up rocks and keep them up, because other than that, Chimchar's not really checking anything. Most of the things he brought are physically offensive. The only especially offensive one he brought is the Slowpoke, which still does 2-hit KO me, since I'm not fully split F, and I could like get a last ditch effort taunted, I guess. But yeah, either way, Baby Ship is not that important right here, buying get up rocks and keeping them up. So I'm just gonna slack off right here, since it does less than half, and which gain some health with him, scam out, and yeah, basically keep the rocks on the field. But if worst comes to worst, I'm rather taunt him than keeping my Chimchar alive. Either way, let's go for another foul play. He sees right here that I have the slack off, and he can see that I gain some health. But yeah, I just go for a second slack off right here to get my Chimchar back at a good amount of health. And he decides to stay in, but like you can see right here, he doesn't actually decide to stay in really, since he does click the U-turn button, and he does switch out into... I would expect he would switch out the Slowpoke right here just to KO me with Scald or something like that. He already saw that I've taunted, he does have Slack off the out that rock, so probably I have only Fire move, but he does actually go into Jackie, and that tells me one... Like, that basically screams something that basically comes to mind already. He wants to bait in my Krogan again, since he already saw that that is my check to his Mienfoo, and if I go to Krogan, he goes for U-turn, he goes back into Wallaby, and then he can defog. So, yeah, basically, just him not going to Slowpoke, going into Jackie instead, already told me that that is most likely his plan, so I decided to just stay in right here on his U-turn, and he does indeed go for the U-turn, so we call that correctly. And yeah, I just go for Fire Punch straight right here, and right now he actually does go to the switch, which I thought he should have done directly, or to not give his plan away, if that it actually was his plan. Maybe he just want to go for U-turn, I don't know. Either way, I go Fire Punch, of course that does nothing to Slowpoke, and yeah, now actually I will stay switch out right here, and I think I switch out hard into my Yanma right here, since Scald is not a 2-hit KO versus me, and I can definitely scam out with the Bug Burst, and in general, his team doesn't like switching in Yanma. His best Bug resist is the Mienfoo, which, yeah, doesn't like taking an Air Slash. Either way, he does go for Scald, does about a third, but he does get the Burn immediately, which is very annoying, because that means the Fake Out from Mienfoo, and maybe potentially having to go for Protects versus Scarfers. This guy is not staying in for the long time. Either way, I do just go for Air Slash here, predicting him to want to go into Mienfoo. Since I am burnt, I think he would go into Mienfoo, resisting the Bug Burst, and then go for Fake Out, and with Burn, that's gonna be wear me down very quickly. But actually does just stay in right here with Slowpoke, So I did, that was a pretty big over-prediction like we'll see later in the game. If I would just go for Bug Buzz, it would have KO'd the Slowpoke. He does have the Ice Beam, which I definitely did not expect. I just thought maybe Scald, Psychic move, Slack off, and then a Status move, or maybe a Psychic, like I'm definitely expecting a Psychic move for my Croagunk, because otherwise Dry Skin Croagunk can just set up on this guy. But yeah, like you can see right here, this time I do just go for my Flying UZ, since it's one of my last, basically my last turn alive. If he stays in, he just goes for another move, and if he switches into something else, he can just Fake Out me, Shadow Sneak me to this guy, something like that. Either way, I just go for Flying Z. He does indeed switch out, so he does preserve his Slowpoke. So basically first turn, I don't know if he predicted me to go for Air Slash, but very sad for me that he didn't stay in right here and then still decided to preserve it, even though it looked like he was trying to, he was just sacking it to a Bug Buzz. But yeah, he does switch out into his, what you call it, not Mug, Grimer. There we go. It takes very little, like I said, it's Assault there, so it takes around half. And right here, I'm trying to switch out here because I'm predicting him to actually go for the Shadow Sneak right here, because Bug Buzz would still do a lot, would do around, a little bit less than, of course, the Flying MZ, but around that damage. And yeah, but he does Pursuit Trap me again, so this Grimer already having 2 Pursuit Traps versus me, which is very annoying. Good Pursuit plays, of course, from my opponent right here. And I do hard switch out back into my Arkham, which can just KO this thing with an Iron Head. And yeah, we get rid of the Grimer, so no more Pursuit Trap shenanigans. But it's still, of course, Grimer did a lot of work versus me. Pursuit Trap my Strafa, Pursuit Trap my Yanma. So basically my fast ones are all Pursuit Trapped, and right here he goes into Jackie. And you already know what message to this is. Yes, it's not actually Croagunk. I'm gonna go right back into my Chimchar, because like I said, I don't want him to U-turn into the Vullaby and get rid of my rocks. I need the rocks up to basically beat the Vullaby in a 1v1 scenario, or even 2v1. However, Vullaby is difficult to beat, that's what I want to say, and for that I need rocks. So I do just stay in right here as well, playing U-turn, but yeah, she does have the Rock Slide. I mean, High Jump Kick would have killed me from here as well, but either way, Chimchar goes down, and now he has the Mienfoo on the field still. I decide to switch out hard into my Coca-Cola right here. Since, yeah, basically I don't have anything else to switch in right here. And sadly, I can't double this thing since it has U-turn, so now basically he has a chance to go into Vullaby and defog. I didn't, like, after my Chimchar went down and I saw, like, damn, my Scarfa's gone, my Yanma's gone, I don't really have anything else to switch into this Mienfoo, so second year Chimchar wasn't definitely, was basically not the best play right there, but I do just go for Drain Punch right here. But what I can do right now is I can predict him to defog right here. Since it's not taunted rocks on the field, I can just go hard into my Pawniard and get the Defiant boost and potentially do some good damage with his team, because +2 Sucker Punch does a lot to Mienfoo since he's an offensive variant and not a defensive variant. But he just go for Roost, so I don't know if he is scared of my Pawniard or he doesn't have Roost. Either way, we prevent the defog from going off, and that is very nice. I can just go for Toxic right here, since Iron Head wouldn't 2-hit KO him, since it's maximally defensive. And Toxic this thing is very nice, because now with Rocks up and Toxic, even my Croagunk can potentially beat him 1v1, because he doesn't seem to have Brave Bird. He did go for U-turn, Foul Play, Roost. I'm expecting defog as last move, so my Croagunk can potentially stay in him versus the 1v1, and just having Toxic wear him down and go really for Drain Punch and stuff like that. Either way, he does go straight into his Jackie, and you already know what that means. We go hard right back out into our Croagunk, which is basically the MVP of this game so far, switching into Mienfoo every time. Basically just all of his moves, barring Fake Out, which has very low base power, so not really too big of a deal to switch into a Fake Out. And yeah, right here I do just fire off, I think, another Drain Punch. I think that's what I'm going for most of the time. So just goes another U-turn. And if he goes back into his Vullaby, basically I can't beat him 1v1. He does go back into Vullaby, gets rocks damage, gets some Drain Punch damage, and then some Toxic damage. And yeah, I think I switch out after that right back into my Pawniard, I want to say. Once again, trying to prevent him defog. Like last time, I might have catch him off guard, but now he definitely knows, oh damn, he has Pawniard. He might have predicted me to go for defogs, so I won't go for that again. So he has that mindset, and yeah, other than that, I can still ride hard back into Pawniard, because I still don't want him to defog. Or if he does want to defog, I definitely want to punish him for that. But just go straight for a U-turn. Probably predicting my Pawniard, so good play on his part. And he does hard switch out into his Jackie once again. You already see how this game is basically turning out, but the good thing is he didn't roost with his Vullaby. So if the cycle keeps repeating itself, the Vullaby is going to die eventually, because he is weak to rocks and he doesn't have any hazards up. The only chip damage he gets on me is with U-turns, while I get attacks on U-turns on him. Let's go for U-turn once again. Like you can see, like he's a big fan of his U-turn momentum shenanigans. So yeah, right now he does actually U-turn into Rocky. And like I said, this is a very big threat. Thankfully, I have rocks up, and that means one thing, that a Drain Punch plus a Vacuum Wave will actually KO this thing, depending on investment, of course. And if he's White Up, it's a roll in his favor. If he doesn't have White Up, Drain Punch plus Vacuum Wave will 100% KO him. Since Drabble might have good defense, but it has very poor special defense. So, yeah, I just go for a Drain Punch. Get some good damage on him, like you can see, and now he is still in range of Vacuum Wave since he has -1 and has poor special defense. And of course, I'm a minus speed nature, so I'm actually not minus special attack or something like that. And Rocky goes down, which is very nice. So that was important to keep the rocks up as well, because other than that, he could have just swept me for a team because +2 Earthquake kills me, and then he outspeeds and kills my rest of the team. But now he does go into his Cappy, into his Slowbro, and I have to switch basically into, since I don't have a Scald switch, and really I have to switch out into something, and I have to switch out into my Ziggy right here, which is the most basically the member I can get rid of the most. I need my Pawniard to deal with the Slowbro, and I need my Krogan to deal with the Mienfoo. And other than that, he only has the Volbeat left, which is toxic, and basically everything on my team can deal with that. I just go straight for the Belly Drum, because even if he goes for Scald and burns me, that still does more, because Belly Drum gets it to +6, and with the burn I'm at +3, so I still do more damage than if I wouldn't go for Belly Drum, if that makes sense. So he just go for the Scald, does over half to me, so that's a very strong Slowpoke, and he doesn't burn me, so that means I can go for full powered Thief versus him. Actually wouldn't have been stronger versus him, but I want to get rid of his item, whatever it is. He didn't show it yet. I don't want to be weird barriers or Rocky Helmet. I think it couldn't be Rocky Helmet, already shown that. Basically, I just want to get rid of his item. He can Twin KO with Scald, but we got some good damage on these Slowpoke. Sadly, of course, it does have the Regenerator, so yeah, that's not going out very nicely for me. So I go in the Arkham, scare this thing out. Sadly, I don't have the Pursuit, otherwise I would have gone for it here. But I just go straight for the knockoff, since he doesn't really have a good switch into that. And if I particularly go for Iron Head, the Mienfoo is going down. But I just go for safe knockoff, since the Slowpoke is a huge problem for my team right now. With the Generator, only my Arkham can deal with it, and it can't actually OHKO it as well. And Arkham is already at a very low amount of HP. So he does go to Volbeat, I just followed off with an Iron Head, and this thing goes down. So now it's 2-on-2, Mienfoo and Slowpoke versus my Pawniard and Krogan. But theoretically, I should be able to beat them, since my Krogan beats the Mienfoo and my Arkham beats the Slowpoke. The only problem with that is that both their mons have a Generator. So if he can just switch around, keep his mons healthy and stuff like that. I can see knockoff does a lot to him, but it doesn't actually kill. He can just go for Scald and knock me out right here. And now it's Krogan versus the world. Like I said, if Regenerator wouldn't be a thing, my Krogan would beat both of these mons. But since Regenerator is a thing, this will actually turn out to be quite the stall fest with switching around and all this good stuff. So yeah, all people who think that this league is a very offensive meta, like this game basically proves out here, it can be very defensive as well. Like my Krogan, I just go for knockoff right here because I need to do that to kill the Slowpoke. And basically the only way I can win right now is if I can get a Poison Touch Poison on the Slowpoke, because other than that, knockoff plus rocks doesn't even do 30% to the Slowpoke. And without that, I'm not doing enough for Generator. You can just keep switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Get some chip damage on me, and if I keep clicking knockoff, I won't never get Rampant Recovery on me. So this is an uphill battle, barring I get the Poison Touch on the Slowpoke. Then I still have a chance versus him. So I do go for Drain Punch right here, and get some health back. And you can see the Poison Touch actually does activate. That means for once I get the poison on him, which is very nice, because now with rocks and poison at any attack I always do 30% or more. So he can Regenerator up his Slowpoke basically. And yeah, basically I have a shot back in this game. The other bad thing, it means it does tell me that I'm not dry skin. He can't just click Scald on me. Since he never clicked Psychic with my, like since he in other scenarios he kept switching out into my versus my my Krogan, and he never switched it in, so he always Willoughby was his check, so that made me think he actually doesn't have Psychic. So yeah, that is a bit annoying, but either way I can just go for Earthquake, because it does the most, between knockoff and Drain Punch, it would have killed Slowpoke, does more damage than knockoff to the Mienfoo. And yeah, basically I just go for a Drain Punch right here. He gets a Drain Punch on its own, does nothing. He already knows full set is U-turn, Drain Punch, Rock Slide, and Fake Out, so he can't beat my Krogan. Like you can see, that does very little to me, and I can just go for an old Drain Punch, which will do a lot more to him. And I can get some recovery, I get Black Sludge, and yeah, basically I'm having a good time with my Krogan here versus his Mienfoo. And right now he seems to be in range of Vacuum Wave, so I just click that to basically prevent some damage on me. But like you can see right here, He's barely not in range of Vacuum Wave, which is very sad. Now I can just go for Drain Punch, get some health back. But yeah, it does very little. I just want to preserve some health on my Krogan so I can like take the Ice Beams and Scores from the Slowpoke better. Since he seems he doesn't have Psychic Move, because if he had a Psychic Move, he would have just gone for it ages ago. Right here, I do just go second Vacuum Wave. He actually tries to get some health back, but even with Vacuum Wave, Rocks, and Poison, he's not getting health back at all. Since Slowpoke has like worse special defense than physical defense. Like I see, I actually do get a crit right here. And with the poison, yeah, he didn't gain any health. I think he might have gained health if I didn't got the crit, actually. So, yeah, it was fair. Maybe this player might have to go for Vacuum Wave right here, but like you can see, he's still in the red. And, yeah, he goes back into Jackie. I just clicked the knockoff, and, yeah, this is a very... it's also a very exciting part of the game. I just click knockoff, I click Drain Punch, I click Vacuum Wave, and he keeps switching around. So yeah, these last 2 minutes very exciting to narrate over. I just go for Drain Punch right here. He goes for Rock Slide, flinches at this point, which is I think the best way to beat my Krogan with his Manfu. But I go for Drain Punch right here, do KO the Jackie, and now it's only Slowpoke versus the Krogan. But like you can see right here. The Slowpoke is still a decent amount of health. It's like in 30%ish, something like 40-30%. After Roxy's definitely at 30%, and knockoff does maximum of 15. So I need like a crit or super crit to KO him. I didn't get the crit. He just goes to slack off, and now basically I need to misplay hard or be getting multiple crits in a row. And spoilers, that won't happen. This last few minutes will take a long while. He will be playing very safe with his slack offs and stuff like that. But I will just narrate over that, like, nothing much happening. I go click repeat, knock off, he clicks repeat, slack off, click Scald. At some point I get the burn, and then he clicks out again, and some slack off. Either way, the game basically takes longer here at the end than it needed to. Even after I got burned, he tried to play very safe with slack off, since it seems he wasn't aware that like crits don't ignore status. So yeah, he made the game a little bit longer than he needed to, but he already apologized for that right after the game when I told him that. So yeah, in the game of course it was a bit annoying, but like I said, it seems he wasn't aware of that. But other than that, good game to S1W2. We sadly lose 1-0 versus him, and I think the biggest reason why we did that was the overprediction with Yanma. If I would have just gone for Bug Burst, then the Slowbro would have been gone, and yeah, we wouldn't have this whole shenanigans you see on screen right here. But like, without Slowbro, my Krogan was very nice as this team, since the, the Volibase team doesn't have Brave Bird, so I could have just 1v1 it after I got Toxic. The Mianfu I beat 1v1, the Drabble I did beat 1v1, and the other ones already went down. So my Krogan would have been very nice if this Slowbro wasn't around. Sadly, that thing lived because of an old prediction of mine. But yeah, that's it. Last week we did 1-2-0, now we lose 1-0, so now we are 1-1. Next week we are facing Jack, the Donphan, and his Norwich Skitty, so we're looking some for revenge for that. We actually had this match already, since Jack is on vacation and we had to play the match early. So yeah, I'm of course not going to spoil that, you have to wait for next week. But yeah, that's why Jack, I don't think he will upload the next few matches since he's on vacation, and I don't think he wasn't able to record. You can check out his channel for more information on that. Like if he uploads, he uploads, if not. But yeah, that's basically all I can say right here. This game takes a while. I can see I'm burnt. Yeah, I get for knockoff, do very little, and he still goes to slack off. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning. But either way, I actually don't know what I can say right here. I found an apartment, so yeah, woohoo. And yeah, the next recording you see right here, I mean, next recording will be the PMC match, which will still be recorded here. But after that, you will see recordings in my new apartment, so you can be excited for that. And yeah, I can finally get working on my bachelor thesis. I'm excited for that. And yeah, some other projects can come back if I'm a bit more settled down in the new city with because I have to work in the lab before my bachelor thesis, stuff like that. But yeah, the match is finally over. We lose 1-0. Definitely check out S1W2 if you understand or just want to hear German content, then that's the channel for you. But that's all from me for now. I will see you another time. Ciao.